So a couple days ago, I reviewed the Fire TV Stick Select. This is Amazon's brand new Fire TV Stick sporting the new Vega operating system. So during that video, I went through different features. I went through the setup, the settings, also tried all my accessories on it, and overall I was just disappointed. Nothing seemed to work and the App Store was really lacking. So in that video, I did recommend that you do not buy this device, but I'm also curious to see what other folks that actually purchased this device are saying. So this video, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna head over to Amazon and just see some of the comments, see what folks are liking, see what folks are hating, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Of course, if you haven't seen the full review, go ahead and check it out. I'll link in the description. New to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Let's go. Alright, so like I said, I'm not here to roast the Fire TV Stick. I've already done my videos on the Fire TV Stick. You know where I stand. Not impressed with the device, and I do think it is going to take a while just to get it where it needs to be. I think one of the biggest issues with this device is that yes, it is sporting Vega OS. Yes, we cannot sideload applications, but another thing that I think kills this is just the App Store is lacking. You go into the App Store, very slim pickings, and it's just not a good place if you want variety in applications. I do realize that this is a new operating system that's based on Linux, and we don't have a lot of developers on board yet developing apps for this device, but it's one of those things where if you're not ready for prime time, then don't release the device. Wait till you're ready for prime time, then release it. All right, so here's just the current situation. Out of 5-star, it is rated 2.9 stars, and as far as just the distribution, 37% 5-star, 38% 1-stars, and then in the middle you have 9% 4-star, 6% 3-star, 6% 3-star, and 10% 2-star. So just overall not very good ratings on this device. So as far as just recommendations, if you're going for the Fire TV Stick, if you must have a Fire TV Stick, I would not get the Select. I would either go for the 4K Plus, which they recently changed the name. It used to be just 4K, or I would go with the 4K Max. Not only do they have better RAM, you can see here they have 4 gigs versus the 1 gig. The Max also has more storage, but if you go up here, you can see that these actually have Dolby Atmos audio, and they also have Dolby Vision. This only has Dolby encoded audio pass-through and no Dolby Vision up here. So if you have a newer television and you want to take advantage of the newly supported formats, then this should be an option, at least in my opinion. But that's not what we're here for. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go into these comments and see what people are actually saying about this device. This person say major step backwards. Overall, this product is a major setback from previous versions. I was actually really excited from the announcement as I needed a stick for my home. However, it has been a total disappointment. So App Store is seriously lacking. I cannot download apps that I have on my other Fire TV. This is a deal breaker for me, and I'll be returning it as a result. So that I can definitely see if you have multiple devices in your house. Go from one room to another and you don't have the same apps. This is going to become an issue. All right, the performance is terrible. Scrolling is slow, loading the screens is painfully bad. When I try to turn on my TV, it takes well over 5 seconds, even for the 3 dots to show up. All right, so complaining that there's some lagging happening. Deal breaker for me is the apps. Without them, I can't keep this device. Again, I agree 100%. Yes, it's bad that we can't sideload. Yes, it's bad that we can't do certain things in the settings, but just not having applications, I feel like that's a deal breaker. All right, so we have one star. Let's go to a 5-star. Got the new 4K Select today, and it's a nice step up from the older version. Curious which version this person had before. Maybe they had the HD version. Maybe they had an old version that they came from. Amazon switched the system from Android to something called Vega OS. The basics all work great. Prime Videos, Netflix, YouTube, etc. run smoothly with no bugs so far. The device itself feels snappier and more responsive, probably because Amazon now controls the operating system. Streaming is smooth, and I like the new Prime Video player. It looks clean and modern. And they go on to say apparently sideloading is not supported. Not sure if they have plans to support anything similar. Okay, so let's just touch on the first paragraph right here. Again, this depends. Yes, if you're coming from an HD, and side loading is not important to you, then maybe this is a step up. But if you have a 4K or 4K Max, I don't see this being an improvement. The device itself feels snappier. That was not my experience. It worked fine in the early going. However, after it warmed up, after I played a couple videos, opened a couple applications, I did notice it start to lag. So that was not my experience, but maybe this person had a different experience. All right, this person gave it a 1 star, allowed side loading apps to bring back downloader. All right, pretty cut and dry. Fast, clean, gets the job done. All right, this person said this is a solid device with the main apps I use. You know, Prime Video, Netflix, YouTube, stuff like that. It runs way smoother than my old ones, and I really like how clean the whole layout looks. So again, I'm curious what previous versions these people were running. We know that over the past 4 years or so, the UI has been pretty much unchanged. They made some tweaks here and there, but if you had an older device, the UI is going to look the same. So I'm not sure what they're saying as far as this. Would be great if you could add VPN. One thing I noticed that VPN was not supported on this. But again, for someone who doesn't sideload and only use the basic applications, then you're probably not going to have any issues. Not at all worth the upgrade. Decent device for the price, feature rich, great for travel. Okay, no download applications, extremely disappointed. So that's another 1 star. And this person gave it a 5 star, says it controls their soundbar, which I guess is a plus. So before we break, I wanted to just point out one thing. People are not making this stuff up. We have the Fire TV Stick HD. This is an HD device, 1080p, 4.7 star. We have the Fire TV Stick 4K, or the 4K Plus as they now calling it, 4.7. Fire TV Stick 4K Max, 4.6. Fire TV Cube, 4.5. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Again, if you haven't seen the full video, I'll go ahead and link it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.